The fight is on. What is the fight about? It's the fight to defend the soul of the EFF. It's the fight to defend the unity of the EFF.
So, Julius Malema told the ground force of the EFF to be ready for the war when he said this about the MK party.
So people say, why would Malema declare MK as an enemy? Anyone who wants to kill the EFF is an enemy. I don't care whether you are black or white. As long as your agenda is to kill the EFF, you are the enemy. They say, oh, Malema says we must support Chidima, but we must not support Zuma. Chidima never wanted to kill EFF. Zuma wants to kill the EFF. That's why we must not support him. That is the difference. Anyone who recruits from amongst us, anyone who wants to kill this organization is the enemy of the people. Only the EFF can unite Africans in South Africa, in Africa, and in the diaspora. There is no any other organization that can destroy the EFF. EFF Kiona Ele1 Yeto Tlachang FNP Stadium Sa Pupuma Sa Africans over United or remember United go FNP. That is a practical step of uniting our people. Today there is EFF Namibia, there is EFF Zimbabwe, there is EFF Kenya, there is EFF Nigeria, because the EFF has multiplied all over African continent. How do you say you want to unite Africans by destroying an organization that already exists beyond the borders of South Africa? That is a twisted logic. We must never fall into that trap. This organization has got regional offices, has got provincial offices, national office. It has got a solid machinery, highly grounded all over South Africa. The vote to Rena, to EFF, Dali Mpofu fela. These are everywhere. Unlike about the vote to Jamazulu, Natala Fela, but claim or no, they are a national party. They are IFP light. They are not a national organization. They exist and get their votes in KZN. We can organize a rally in KZN. They will never organize a rally in Malamulela. They will never organize a rally anywhere outside KZN because they are a regional party. How can a regional party destroy a national organization? Why do you allow a smaller organization of an old man to destroy the EFF? Let us not allow this old man to destroy the EFF. That old man, we defeated him before. We brought him here in this constitutional court and we said pay back the money, and he paid back the money. He has been forgiven us for that. That us, all the cases we won against Jacob Zuma, he never paid the legal fees. Zuma is owing us the legal fees. We've got an order that he must pay us our money because we're defeating him in court. Now he has not complied with that order of paying our money. We just instructed our lawyer to go and attach Nkandla so that the man pays back our money. We want our money that Zuma owes us from here, this constitutional court and the High Court in Pretoria, everywhere where we've been winning against Zuma. They said he must pay our legal fees. He never paid our legal fees. He wants to play dirty. Bring it on. Give us our money tomorrow. Otherwise, you are attaching gun. Comrades, we are not going to play nice with people who are playing rough with us. We are not in a church here. People cannot fight us. And in exchange, you say we must give them roses. We are not going to offer the other side. You hit this side, I hit back. I don't hit the other side. And we will never allow a situation where we are made pushovers here by political non-entities who know nothing about the groundwork. Comrades, you must have influence, and that's what you have. You are fighting for communities. You are leading from the front. Do not hesitate. Do not get discouraged by these people who don't know how and where the EFF was formed. You must wear your beret, you must wear your t-shirt with pride, and don't be ashamed of your organization. Go and defend the organization in private and in public. Go and defend the organization on Facebook, on Twitter, on WhatsApp groups. Now we are going to the December holidays. Lo tsara di stokfele. Mo wa ba bolela ka EFF o be kene faso ya lo lenyaka nna mo ale ka thoma ka eo. You are looking for me everywhere. Le kereke muruti akare rasle ha chai choba tamba tamelo re tero e ke kwa ga re a nya ke EFF a re tlo kwa na le yona. EFF must be defended everywhere, especially on the social media. Baba MK bona ba le ska ba la ba dumella hore ba le telela, le ba ANC ba ska le telela, le ba DA ba ska le telela. Rena a re thomi mara o ka re thoma o gotlile dino si di tlo loma o tsama o kgotsana le dino a di loma walla he batho ba ba re kirele re kituletse re sna bothata re berekela mokgatlo wa rena ba re khotla yale ba tla re kriya a re tlo ba chava re ba lata for toe re ba lata 99 everywhere. You are not scared of them. Do not be intimidated by the name MK. There's nothing MK about those people. There's nothing soldiers about those people. Do not be scared of them. I am not scared of them. I'm taking them for toe now, and I'll do that until I'm satisfied that they are playing very far from this organization.
How did the things get to this point? How did we get to this level? Of course, we'll talk more about it in a few seconds. But guys, I want you also to pay attention to this footage I'm about to play for you of the advocate Dali Mpofu, who used to be one of the former member or the right hand of the EFF President Julius Malema, who is now part of the MK political party. Since he left the EFF, he have not expressed himself so far in the manner that he expressed himself today. Dali Mpofu was asked a question to know what is his point of view on whatsoever Julius Malema is been saying so far concerning him, President Jacob Zuma, and the MK political party. Well, in answer, the former EFF member Dali Mpofu, he had to say this.
As far as look, the organization has made itself clear about the polemics or debates with other organizations. Our approach is very simple. Our members, and this is in our constitution, are enjoined by the constitution itself not to respond to any provocation, and in particular not to attack other progressive forces. If other people want to do that, that's fine. That is their decision. It's a free country. But we will not be falling into that trap. You know, where we are now here, those of us who are old enough to have been in this space in the 80s will know that this place we are in here was standing on the blood of people. That this particular area in KZN, thousands and thousands and thousands of our people died for nothing because of so-called political rivalry. So we shall never participate in fomenting that kind of history. And we will never regard any organization, let alone a progressive one, as our enemy. The word enemy is a very strong one. It's used only when you intend to do certain things in politics. There's a difference between opponents and rivals and enemies. So we do not take the position of calling any black person our enemy because they are our fellow oppressed people. The issue of the tensions, I don't think people should exaggerate tensions, as I say. Tensions in politics, as I say, it's a competitive space. You know, we're all competing for the same voter pool, so to speak. So, you know, now and again, there'll be that kind of jostling. As long as we all ensure that we do not escalate that into something else, because that this country cannot afford it. Yeah, that's really all I can say about.
What did you pick up from his words? Well, the first things we notice from our side is that Dali Mpofu, it does not sound in the same manner that usually sound whenever he's talk about Julius Malema. You could see that he's also having the language of a war, the language of fighting. But just because of the diplomacy which politicians like to play here and then, especially in his case as an advocate, there are certain things you can say in the media and things that you can't say because you don't want your future to end up turning against you in the short period of time. You could see that he's trying to avoid these questions, but at the same time, he's trying to pass a message. For an example, when he said that the conflicts, it is normal for it to be there. The disagreements among black South Africans, it is normal because we are in the democratic country. So it is normal for us to disagree. It's normal for us to have misunderstanding here and that. But he put a but there. What was he referring to? He said that things should not reach to a point whereby we'll have to react or to the point of violence. You can threaten me. You can call me your enemy. It is okay. In the world of politics, we are all enemies after all. That are his words and not mine. We are all enemies, but things should not reach to the point of start becoming even enemy physically. In other words, Dali Mpofu was simply trying to say that things should not reach to the point of us start attacking each other physically. Should Julius Malema and the EFF take that as a threat? Yes. On my point of view, that is a threat because in Julius Malema's word, we did not heard him talking about physical threat. He did not talk about violence. He did not call for anyone to attack anyone. He simply called fighters of the EFF to defend themselves against anyone who's trying to destroy their organizations. And he even showed them on how they can defend themselves, what they can use in order for them to defend themselves. He spoke about things such as social media. He said that on Twitter or TikTok or Facebook, wherever there's MK politicians or members who are trying to say something bad against the EFF, you as the EFF members, you should not keep quiet. You must also go for them toe to toe. So Julius Malema, in his words, he actually expressed himself, tell the fighters or his members how they need to fight, what kind of weapon they need to use. He did not say that, no, they should go and attack anyone physically. No, I did not, unless if I heard it wrong, but we all saw the video. Julius Malema was very loud and clear. So I don't know where comes the word of violence or physical attacks of one another comes from. So the fear which Dali Mpofu manifests here is also a sign of showing that we know whom we're dealing with. And it's a sign of showing that, yeah, we have committed a betrayal. And obviously these people will come hard on us. And as they are coming hard on us, let it not reach to the point of them attacking us physically. That are the simple way of understanding what Dali Mpofu have said. But as I asked this question at the beginning, how did we first get here? How did things get to this point? Well, it's for the simple reason. And the reason being is that the EFF, they are used to fight against DA, which represent the white oppressors, and the ANC, which they believe that it is the cause of the whole bad things that are happening to South Africans, which fail to take back the land that belongs to black South Africans, which fail to make black South Africans become millionaires. It's only white people. They have their own reasons, which I don't want to drive through that, but we all know some of their reasons. Now, seeing today the EFF, now they are finding themselves being surrounded by more than 3 political parties which are fighting them. That include the Mkhonto weZizwe of other black South African politicians. That is something which needs to be paid attention to. Because according to Julius Malema, the MK party, they're supposed to be focusing on their same enemies, or the common enemies that the EFF have. I'm referring to DA or ANC. And them, they're supposed to be united to one place. But unfortunately, that's not the case. Why? Because the EFF believe that the MK, they want to destroy it. The MK, they want the EFF to perish so that them they will take over. Now, with all the kind of sacrifice, with all the kind of suffering that this EFF they went through, that's where the problem lays now. They don't want that. They are now fighting over that. They are fighting over leadership. They are fighting over what? Because the EFF, they want also to stand on their ground to defend their organizations, which they have sacrificed a lot for. That's number one. Number two, it's people who have left the EFF. If they will have just go and keep quiet or maybe focus on other activities within the Mkhonto weZizwe party, that would have been something else. But things become more sour for them is for the moment when they left the EFF, when they reach in the MK and they start trying to dish up those who remains in the EFF. Now, where is the ANC standing in all this? Because that is also another capital question that we need to bring to your attention. Remember, when former President Jacob Zuma decided to leave the ANC or to open the new political party, his reasons he gave was to say that no, this ANC, it belongs to Ramaphosa, and him does not want to have anything which has to do with the ANC of Ramaphosa. But how come he's not even trying to fight this ANC of President Ramaphosa? Instead, is fighting against a political party that they're supposed to be sitting on the one side of the bench in the parliament. Because so far, if you look properly, the high profile or the pillars of the MK party, these pillars, most of them, they came from the EFF. Few of them, they had retired from their political activities and they had to go and recruit them. And when these people left the EFF, what can you just imagine what is happening in the EFF? So it was something that left the EFF without no choice. Either they have to stand on their ground and come forward and fight against these people who want to destroy their political party, or they will have just to give up and the EFF it was just going to be in the past. So Julius Malema, besides his first word that he had said the moment when Floyd Shivambu had left the EFF, when he said that he had accepted the resignation letter of Floyd Shivambu to leave the EFF. And he had promised the members of the EFF that is going to fight until the end. There's no way he's going to abandon the EFF. Well, this time Julius Malema came in a very different way, coming to motivate or calling or reminding the members of the EFF who they are, especially in this kind of circumstance. Is this the right time for them to keep quiet and sleep and let someone to come and step them? Or do they have to come forward and show the entire country who they are? So he had to remind them that they're the one who have that authority to stop all this. He had to come and remind them that this is not a church, but this is politics. He had to come and tell them that it is only in church where you get slapped one side of your cheek and then you give the other side for them to slap. But in the world of politics, it does not work like that. And trust me, I totally agree with him on this. I have said it for those who always watch us time to time. I have said it before, that in the world of politics, it is either you are in or you are out. That's why you saw even people are killing their own best friend that they suffer with. They slept outside, they were nothing back in days, but they will have to kill each other in order for them to survive. Julius Malema himself, in his previous press conference, he gave the example of how Thomas Sankara was assassinated by his own friend. He gave an example of Patrice Emery Lumumba, how he was also betrayed and killed by the men he called his friends, Mobutu Sese Seko. There are so many leaders, not only in Africa continent, but all over the world. They can crucify you in order for them to survive, in order for them to gain power. So, actually what is happening right now, guys, is that Julius Malema just opened his mind. Actually, maybe he had opened his mind, but he was just kind of like observing. So it's like, this can't continue like this, because if it continues like this, the next moment we wake up, there won't be EFF. So we rather accept the war. We rather accept the war and fight. Hence he said, we rather die knowing that we are trying our best, we are fighting, then you are being killed in your seat, just sitting and relaxing like that. No, you rather die knowing that, no, yet I had fought so hard, I give it all my best. So, whatsoever Julius Malema had said in this press conference that I played for you guys, it is normal for him to say so. He's a leader of that political party. You have to come forward and remind people of his leadership. You have to come and remind people of what they've been through in order for that organization to be there. So it is normal for him to come and say that. But what I don't understand is the kind of fear I'm censoring on this press conference which took place in Florida's with Advocate Dali Mpofu. You could see that they are already kind of giving the intention of saying that, no, yes, we are also ready. If you want us to take it through the violence, we're going to do this. Guys, do we need this? Normally, me and you should be even more ashamed of ourselves. Why? Because, see, black people who are supposed to be united, they're busy killing each other, they're busy fighting. How are we going to unite with our fellow Africans when we're still having our intern conflict, which is like the whole world can read it? Things which Julius Malema said, guys, does it really make sense, yes or no? Sometimes we just need to sit on our own and ask ourselves a question. Let me give a very simple mathematics, which I pay attention to yesterday when Julius Malema was talking. For an example, Julius Malema said that they are telling us that no, this is all about the unity of black Africans. We applaud for that kind of initiation. Good idea, which here at Coolbus TV, we usually fight daily night. Yes, we would love to see black all over Africa continent and in diaspora to come together as one nation in order for us to develop Africa, in order for us to grow up the economy of Africa, in order for us to do a lot of things that we have never done before in behalf of Africa continent. So we will always support those kind of initiation. But here, there's something's not adding up. The MK party, they said that they are the last hope that South Africans, they are left with. The MK party, they say that they are the one who are going to liberate Africans. Good. But now, Julius Malema here comes in his response. He's saying that in order for you to join a political party like that, you need to check around and see whoever you have found over there. How are them behaving? What are they representing? What kind of impact or influence do they have, whether it is locally or internationally? And once you check out of all these materials, then you can be able to say whether you are the right person who's suited to be in this position or not. And Julius Malema had to give example of saying that the EFF, it is well-planned organizations, not only in South Africa, but in Africa continent. He gave example of how the EFF has been there in Zimbabwe. Some of them are even represented in the parliament. Some of the EFF in Kenya, the EFF in Tanzania, the EFF in Namibia, the EFF in Nigeria. And obviously, there will be more EFF all over Africa continent. Why? Because they believe in the unity of black Africans. Now, Julius Malema, he went far by saying that how come you're trying to make disappear something which has been already existing, something which you can see the roots are there, they are growing. When you come, you are saying that no, we should remove that, we should start afresh. In profit of who? In profit of Jacob Zuma. Now, that kind of example or demonstration that Julius Malema had expressed himself through his speech, for me, it questioned up a little bit something there. Yeah, it questioned something a little bit, but again, I'm not surprised after all. We are dealing with politicians, and politicians, they are doing their things. That is how things works in the world of politics. That is how politicians know on how to treat one another. That's how politicians get to express themselves. Guys, in simple or in brief, what I'm trying to say is that politicians survive because of power. Power, kichalet. Power is everything. And you can't call yourself as a politician if you're not in possession of any kind of power. And that's what is happening here. Jacob Zuma wants power. EFF leader Julius Malema refusing to give him that power because he believes also that if you give him that power, him is going to remain empty-handed. And at the end of the day, that's what is happening. So I asked you a question earlier on to know who's benefiting from all this. Is it the ANC of Cyril Ramaphosa or is it the DA? Well, my answer to that is not even the EFF or the MK party or the ANC or what, but the only person who's benefiting from all this, the only political party which is benefiting from all this is the DA. Look at them. They are quiet. Do you think they are quiet because they are busy listening to the black people dramas? No. They are busy preparing something. And I can bet on this one that don't be surprised in the next elections if you see DA taking over. Because right now, they are in power, they are having municipality, they are in the government, and you could see how they've been trying to put everything together to influence and do all those kind of things. And remember, power is just like a dad's beef soup. Once you try it, once you test it, you're not gonna go anywhere. You're not gonna leave it. So the DA, they won't accept to let go of something which they are busy enjoying. Right now they're making money. Right now they're busy even organizing themselves. Whether they have to corrupt, they'll corrupt. Whether they have to do 1, 2, 3, they are busy. The more black South Africans keep on dividing, the better for the DA. They are busy gaining. Because once this one gets confused, and that one vote for that one, and that one vote for that one, well, as I said, don't be surprised of what will happen in the next elections. So, us as a black South African, do we need this? Do we need all these kind of things? I don't think so. I don't think so. Why? Because most of you, all of you out there, you will totally agree with me to say that we were all hoping to see these people working one place. To see Jacob Zuma inside the parliament, sitting next to Julius Malema, attacking the DA and all those kind of things. But unfortunately, that did not work. Politicians. So we shall wait and see what will happen. But on our side, we thought that it was very important we come here and have this conversation with you so that you can be aware of what is being said so far and how the EFF positioned itself against the MK party. So we shall wait and see. Maybe they'll make up peace, and we shall wait and see. Whatever is happening, just a matter of time, the truth will come out. Thank you so much for your time, guys. We really do appreciate your time here. Before you leave, do us a favor, like this video in your number. Don't leave without liking this video. Give us your thumbs. We'll really do appreciate that. I'll see you again very soon in our next video, and we want you to subscribe to the channel so that whenever we're here live, you'll be able to be part of our conversation. I believe that will be all for now. Continue to be yourself, be good, be kind, have respect for everyone in order for you to be respected. May God bless you all. I'll see you again very soon in our next video. Ciao, ciao.